What's going on, guys? TTL here. Had a great day of MLB yesterday. I'm going to have two videos today. This one's going to be going over the top three MLB plays of today, March 29th, 2024. I'll have NBA later today, too. There's like 10 games tonight. There's a ton of NBA games tonight. They're definitely going to post NBA as well. MLB starts at 1 p.m. Eastern or 1:40 p.m. Eastern, so I'm going to release this one a little bit earlier than the NBA one. But there are three props that I like today. We killed yesterday. Free picks went 2 out of 3, I believe. The only one that missed was Oswaldo over 1.5 walks. And he actually had a walk, I believe, in the first inning. It may have been the second inning. But I know for a fact within the first 2 innings he had one. And he got so close so many times, but they just kept on swinging at those balls. And would not let him get that second walk. But that's okay. Still a great day. Still a very profitable MLB day yesterday, especially in VIP. If you guys are interested in MLB, is my most profitable sport, so definitely recommend signing up right now. It's $20 a month. You can go to the Patreon link in the pinned comment. And if you guys are interested, you can go to the link tree in the pinned comment. And if you sign up to any of these partners on this list, you get a deposit match up to $100, $500 on Sleeper, $600 on Thunder Pick. But you just use code TTL, you get a 100% match, and you get a free month of VIP as well. The three that I personally recommend the most would be Prizepicks, use code TTL, UnderDog, use code TTL, and believe it or not, Betr Picks, use code TTLDFS on it. And honestly, it's been so profitable for us. I've deposited probably $2,000 on Betr total since I've started using it like 3 or 4 months ago, and I've withdrawn well over 10,000. So I mean, it's been super profitable for us over the past 3-4 months. And I don't have slips as often on it. Usually it's just 1 or 2 Betr slips a day, but it has been super profitable and super consistent for us. So definitely recommend that. And yeah, you do get a free month of VIP for each one. You just join the Discord right here. You let me know in a support ticket, hey bro, used your code TTL, use code TTLDFS, send me a screenshot of the deposit, and I'll get you added to VIP once I verify that. But let's get into the top 3 picks of today. And let's start off with one of my favorite players. I'm just going to be honest with you. One of my favorite players, and that's going to be Spencer Strider over 8.5 pitcher strikeouts. So Strider has been one of my favorite pitchers ever since last year. Pretty much his first game that he started, I absolutely loved him. He's definitely a strikeout pitcher, and we're going to see that here in a second. But they're against the Phillies tonight, and this is such a good matchup too, considering that the Phillies were the ones that took out the Braves last season. Excuse me, by the way. I feel like I'm kind of sick, getting sick a little bit. But especially considering the Phillies took out the Braves last season. Absolutely love this matchup. And Strider is at a whopping 8.5 strikeouts. And I know that's a little bit scary considering it's his first game of the season. But I love Strider, and if anyone can do this, it's going to be him. So let's take a look at his stats over on Outlier. You can use my link in the pinned comment for a free week of Outlier. And let's search up Spencer Strider right here. And let's see. Over 8.5 strikeouts right here. So over his last 10, it's been 5 out of 10. 8 average, 8.5 median. In the head-to-head matchup, he's went over in 4 of 6 last year. He had a median of 9 strikeouts with an average of 8.83. In 2023, he went over 8.5 strikeouts in 22 of 34 games, 65%, with a median of 9 and an average of 8.7. And when we take a look at his away games, this is the crazy part. On the road, 53%, 9 of 17, with still a median of 9 strikeouts. So I'm loving this. Braves are 1.5 run favorites. And when we take a look at Atlanta over here, starting pitcher versus the Phillies, Atlanta are 4-0 record with Strider starting. He goes from 3.86 earned runs average to 2.42. He's pitched 26 innings in those 4 games, so between 6 and 7 innings per game. His walks plus hits per inning pitch goes from 1.09 to 0.81, and his strikeouts per 9 is very similar to what it normally is. 13.55 goes to 13.15. Now when we scroll down, we can see he's averaging, last year he was averaging 13.5 strikeouts per 9 innings, and he was also averaging 37% K rate, 36.8%. He is the best, 100 percentile. So he is the best pitcher in the league for striking out last year. Then when we look in the bottom right, you can also click on the Phillies lineup and click versus Spencer Strider, and we can see every single batter had a much worse K rate. My camera's in the way a little bit, but you can see all the red right here. Had a much worse K rate to Strider to any other pitcher. And I mean, we're talking some of them going from a 15% K rate right here for Alec Bohm all the way down to a 45%, 44.4% K rate. So all of these batters are going to just strike out a ton versus Strider. I'm loving this spot for him today. Now, obviously, I am a Braves fan, and I do love Strider, so there's a little bit of bias there. But the stats all line up today. If you want to take this on a sports book like ThunderPick is a great sports book. You can use the link in the link tree for a $600 deposit match, but it's legal in all states. And they allow you to take the prop, and I think it's like minus 115 on there right now. And we can see the odds on sports books are minus 113, minus 115, minus 120. So we are getting worse odds on Prize Picks than on a sports book, but I still love this prop, and I'm going to take it on Prize Picks. Next up, we have Cabrera. So that's actually my 2-pick from VIP. I didn't mean to leak that to you guys, but there you go, guys. If you want a free 2-pick right there. But Oswaldo Cabrera over 0.5 total bases. I actually have 2 units on this 2-pick. I guess I'll show you guys the 2-pick since I just leaked it anyway. So I actually have $400 on this 2-pick, and we're taking Cabrera with Triolo, and we're taking over total bases on both of these, 0.5 total bases. And let's go over why I like these so much. So this is a 2-unit play for me, $400 to win $1,200, so $800 profit. And we can go over to DG Fantasy. You can use code LIMIT on DG Fantasy for 25% off your first month. Click on MLB right here. Let's refresh it. And when we scroll down, we can take a look at these. And we have Oswaldo Cabrera and Triolo right here near the top, over 0.5. And we can see minus 140 for Cabrera, minus 138 for Triolo. We can see the minimum odds for Triolo are minus 135. The best is, the worst is minus 150, which is great. And then Cabrera, we can see minus 135 to minus 150 yet again, with Caesars also having this at minus 145 as well. So plenty of opportunity to get some good value here on Prize Picks, where we're getting between minus 119 and minus 135 for our pick. So let's take a look on Outlier and let's search up Cabrera. And let's go to his over 0.5 bases right here. So we can see in 2024, he actually played yesterday. He got 5 bases versus Houston. So love that. When we take a look at the head-to-head matchup, he's going over in 2 of 3 again today versus Astros. He's hitting 48% of his games this season. In away games, 47%. So pretty even. And when we take a look, and scroll down just a little bit. Well, first of all, we can take a look in the top right, and we can see Javier allows more earned runs per 9 to the Yankees than typical, with a little bit less of a walk or hits plus per inning pitch, 1.27 down to 1.03. But then when we scroll down a little bit, we can see Cabrera has had 2 plate appearances versus Javier. His average is 0.5. So he had 1 hit, 1 total base. So he got 1 hit in 1 game versus Javier, so 50%. We can also see Cabrera versus right-handed pitchers. Typically, he goes from a 0.211 average to a 0.215. And Javier versus left-handed batters actually goes from a 4.5 ERA to a 5.12. So he's allowing more hits as well, 0.234 to 0.273. When we take a look in the bottom right, we can see Cabrera getting that 0.5 average like I was mentioning. So we could also look at the heat maps. I'm telling you guys, Outlier has so much data. And we can see how often Cabrera hits pitches that are in certain areas of the box, how often Javier throws pitches in certain areas of the box, things like that. Now, obviously, I think that this is a little bit... This data is good to have, but I will say I don't really use it that much. But it is also, it is good to see. It's good to have. But I'm loving this play today. Let's lock it in with confidence. We can go ahead and do Javier's a right-handed pitcher as well versus right-handed pitchers. Obviously, it goes up a little bit, as we mentioned. And then next, we had Triolo over 0.5 total bases as well. Right here. And over his last 10, he's cashed an 8 of 10, 2024. Last game, he got 1 total base versus the Marlins. Again, versus the Marlins today, he's had a 69% hit rate this year in total. Or last year, I apologize. 37 of 54 games. And on the road, he actually has a better hit rate. So a 70% hit rate on the road, 19 of 27. And I'm just absolutely loving this. So versus left-handed pitchers and on the road, he's cashed in 7 of 10 games. Last year versus left-handed pitchers total, he cashed in 79%, 15 of 19. So I'm loving this. We can see his average goes down a little bit versus left-handed pitchers somehow, some way, even though he gets on base a lot. But it's only from 0.298 to 0.293. So I'm loving it. AJ versus right-handed batters goes from a 3.97 earned run average to a 4.58 and a 2.41 to a 2.61. So I'm loving this. Triolo should be able to get on base today. And let's lock it in, guys. Puck also earned runs per 9, 3.97 to 7.71 versus the Pirates last year with less strikeouts, more walks and hits. It's just a perfect matchup for Jared Triolo to get on base here. So let's lock these 3 in, guys. Again, I had these 2 in a 2-pick. I also have Strider in another 2-pick, but I'm not going to give you guys that one because VIP has to have some slips that are private. But I'm posting 10 to 15 slips per day right now in VIP with both MLB and NBA going on, guys. I highly recommend joining. Go sign up. And if you guys don't care, hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button because it does help me out a lot. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later today in the NBA video.